Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
BoxingVoice.com.
What broke him down? Was it just the body punching? I was hitting him with body punching. I heard him actually, he was crying in there. You were saying that Gibbs was crying when you hit him? When did that happen? And perhaps the fourth round on?
BoxingVoice.com.
So you knew you had him by that time? Absolutely, but I knew he was tough and taking those punches.
Productions.
Making women gestures like, oh.
Let's go, champ.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I'm your host, Nestor Gibbs. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at NesGTO and follow the conversation at hashtag TBV Podcast. We're back with our flagship edition, and today is a big day. Anthony Joshua. Some may argue he is the cash cow or the face of boxing. Some may argue that he's in that number 2 position right behind Canelo Alvarez. That is not the debate today. Instead, it's going to be whether Carlos Takam can somehow dethrone Anthony Joshua, England's son, their darling. We highly doubt it, even though Takam is, experienced and has a resume. But he just seems a bit too short. But, I mean, that would be us breaking it down. Let me head on out to the Golden State so I don't do more breaking down. There's a lot of topics. We got my boy, Robert Brant. We got Matt's boy, Jeff Horn. My boy.
Whoa. Terence Crawford's my boy. Come on.
I don't know, man. Your boy seems to be Jeff Horn last time I checked. But I could be wrong. I thought you picked them.
WBSS production.
This is a beautiful performance against a very tough guy in Michael Johnson. How do you feel about it?
Fuck that. Conor McGregor.
BoxingVoice.com.
You know me, Larry. From a wicked entrance, from a flip over the rock into a knockout. Now, when the main thing is, I just hope the guy, I wish.
BoxingVoice.com.
Yes, the hipsters here. Haters beware. And Nestor Gibbs already saying a lie about me. When did I ever pick Jeff Horn over Terence Crawford?
Oh, over Pacquiao.
I don't know. I didn't pick Jeff Horn over Pacquiao. I thought Pacquiao was going to win, remember? Anyways, digressing. We have tons of news to get to. We have a WBO light heavyweight title fight announced for the vacant strap since, obviously, Andre Ward retired. Sergey Kovalev versus Vyacheslav Shabranskyy. So that's an interesting fight. Can't wait to delve into that as well. And plus, we have fights this weekend. I can't wait to break it down. Can't wait for the callers to break it down as well. Should be a fun show, especially with the star of boxing right now, arguably the face of the sport worldwide, and Anthony Joshua fighting this weekend. Should be a big weekend, regardless of who he's facing.
Yeah, man. Really quick, I was looking for a special soundbite. Maybe I had something. It's called like breaking news soundbite. You know, one of those. You know what I mean?
I like that one.
Yeah, I don't know where it's at though.
Oh,
so many. I have so many that sometimes they get.
You know what you need to do? You need to go and like delete a bunch that you don't use.
No, man, because I always try to do that. Then I go through them, and it's like, how do you get rid of this?
Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
How do we not play that?
Can you dig it?
You'll always find moments depending on the conversation. Like, if a conversation is epic enough, I mean, we can do that. I mean, and if Matt gets weird enough, we just, get him out of here with the twinkle of the nose. No, but anyway, the breaking news is that Cash Weezy has gone international. Anyone who's watching this on YouTube can see that Carlos Takam is sporting the fatigued Cash Weezy line oversized shirt. And I was happy for Cash, you know what I mean?
Yo, come on, man. Why are you gonna soup up Cash when that's not his shirt? Come on.
What are you talking about?
That's not his shirt, is it? Come on, why are you lying to people?
I believe Takam is a Patreon of Boxing Fan Apparel. And that seems like a Cash Weezy shirt, that oversized shirt like that. I'm just saying. I don't know. I could be wrong. But let's stick on Takam. The shirt is oversized, but he is undersized in this fight. In the face-off, in the lead-up, he just looks shorter. Obviously, short doesn't necessarily mean much, and not really in the heavyweight division. I mean, Mike Tyson was a short heavyweight, but I just can't see this guy upsetting the apple card. A week's notice, maybe 10 days notice, and he's been in there with, I guess, people that the public have been less behind. Like no one was behind Povetkin the way they're behind Anthony Joshua. You know what I mean? People are lining up to do endorsement deals with Joshua because they feel he is the future. So I just can't see Takam coming in late minute replacement, Rocky story. If he does, amen, and credit to him. I see him, the opposite of his shirt, undersized.
Now, could Takam have moments of success in this fight? Absolutely. I think if he could slip the jab of Joshua, come in with a lightning fast combination, like a 2 or 3 punch combination, maybe a 4-piece, he can have success here and there. I went back and watched the Joseph Parker fight, for example, and he did that a lot. He would slip off the jab and come in with a quick burst of a combination. Could he do that to Joshua and maybe hurt him? Maybe. But I mean, again, we're talking about probability here. The probability of Takam winning is so minuscule at this point. I think Joshua's overall fundamentals, his jab, his right straight, is going to keep Takam at bay, and then eventually he's going to hurt him, and eventually he's going to swarm Takam and put him out of there. I think probably a 6-round knockout for Anthony Joshua is highly reasonable, if not maybe even sooner than that. I think he's going to find his target very soon. Joshua's always been one to find his distance and range within the first or second round. So Takam's going to be there to be hit. And Joshua being the taller guy with the longer reach, more power, I just don't see any way that Takam has any success for long periods of times in this fight.
Now, isn't Takam the guy that got knocked out by Povetkin in the first round?
Was it the first round?
I want to think it was. I'm trying to log into this stupid box rec. I don't understand why they can't just remember me on the Chrome browser, bro. It's so aggravating.
Yeah, especially since like you're the #1 supporter. I mean, like they should be sponsoring the show. I mean, for how much we use it. Anyways, I don't know when he was knocked out by Povetkin, but I've always seen Joshua as more of a methodical boxer in a lot of ways. Yes, he can swarm at times, but I've also seen him jab and work behind that jab for a few rounds before he starts going at a guy. That could be a possibility here. Plus, this is supposed to be almost a not a tune-up, but a warm-up. This is supposed to be a warm-up to a bigger fight. So I would assume that he's going to take some rounds here.
You know, it's interesting. I spoke to Gerald Miller today, and he was supposed to get Carlos Takam next, but obviously Takam stepped in for Pulev. And I don't know how true this is, but I'm hearing Takam got $5 million for Joshua.
I have not seen that. I would not be surprised by that, especially if it's a late notice. They might have given him a little bonus just to step up on the plate.
You can find anything because, you know, that's where things get crazy, right? Because let's hypothetically assume that that's true, Matt. Let's just live in that world where Carlos Takam could come in a week's notice, no fan base, tickets already sold for the venue.
He's expected to take away 4 million quid, which is the currency over there. So 4 million.
Yeah, but 4 million quid. I mean, are there quid more than the dollar? Like they're euros more than the dollar?
No, I don't think so. Not anymore.
Well, we need to find out that currency exchange.
But again, and also very quickly, Joshua's purse is 16 million.
I seen things with 5 million.
Oh,
and
here we go. I should have read the article a little bit more. They do have the US dollar figures. They do actually transferred for me. It's $21 million US for Joshua, guaranteed purse,
Jesus.
and $5.25 million guaranteed purse for Takam.
Now, look, Matt. This is why I get called the fanboy. Because where else am I going with this fucking number? Think about it. You're telling me a guy that doesn't speak English, his native language is fucking French, he's shorter, comes in on a week's notice, been knocked out before, and he can get $5.25 million, and you're saying that Deontay Wilder has to face Dillian White for $4 million, and it is absurd.
Very quickly, when you say you're not talking to me.
No, Eddie Hearn. And when he counters at 7, you say it's absurd. How could a guy with no belt, no fan base?
Well, Ness, come on. What you're comparing apples and oranges.
How is it apples and oranges?
Let me finish my thought. Dylan White is an orange.
Matt, you roll your eyes far too much.
I'm sorry. You know me. I'm a pessimist. I need to be happier. Dylan White's an orange. Anthony Joshua's an apple, and he's a lot of apples. To fight Dylan White, you're not going to sell out a 70 to 90,000 seat stadium.
Understandable.
So you get what I'm saying? Like, the pay-per-view is going to be far less if it's Dylan White.
Yeah, one guy has a belt, and you're offering him 4. The other has none.
But here's the thing. Let's be honest. If Wilder fights Joshua, we know Wilder's going to get paid a lot more than $5 million. We know that. That's not the issue here. And Eddie broke it down. He said the total purse for Wilder, for a White Wilder fight is $5 million. $4 million for Wilder, $1 million to White. That's the split. And again, that's the economics of that bout. The economics of a Joshua bout is
they need to find more. They need to find more. That's why Wilder's not doing it. Listen, in a previous interview, you know that he used the Charles Martin as the barometer. He's like, fuck that. They gave Charles Martin X amount of dollars. I want X amount of dollars, right? Now you got this guy coming in on a week's notice. Wait till he gets wind of this shit. $5 million. You crazy? Yo, that is insane. I mean, damn it, man. $21 million for Joshua. You know, he's the new Floyd. Canelo's not bringing in that much.
Oh, no, he's not. Guaranteed purses? Hell no. Hell no.
Oh, Floyd's guarantee was like $32 million with Showtime.
Very quickly, Canelo could be getting a lot on the back end. He got over $20 million for the Khan fight, for example. Even though he only had a guarantee of, I think, like $2 or $3 million for that fight, but he got in what came out in court papers, he got over $20 million for that fight. So Canelo's getting a lot off pay-per-view and sponsorships that we don't know about, to be fair. Maybe Joshua's getting a lot of his money up front and not on the back end. That could be a case.
Man, I don't know. I know that's big bucks, bro. 21 mil. I mean, we haven't heard something that...
No matter what it is, it's big money.
We haven't heard something that big on a guarantee since Mayweather, bro.
True.
Mayweather was raking in 32 million. Let's drop about 31 and a half floors on pay grade to Robert Brant and Juergen Braehmer.
Juergen?
It's not Juergen?
I think it's Juergen. I think it's pronounced almost like an H sound.
Okay, Juergen Braehmer. Bottom line is this, bro. I may be wrong on their purses. I heard that the WBSS, right?
WBSS, yes.
I heard that the WBSS is paying them well. So I could be wrong on the 1.5 purse. You know, who cares? We're not really talking money. What I am right on is Braehmer's coming off about a year layoff. He's a 175-pounder career, 175-pounder, has about 6 years that I know, at least, fighting in that weight. He's always fought in Germany, been signed to Sutherland probably all his life. I've seen more press releases on him than I've seen actual footage, to be honest with you. But he's probably very close to 40, if not 39. And some things about Brant are, first of all, he's going to win this fight. And he's probably going to make a big statement. Secondly, he's more Andre Ward-esque than you may think, and not in style, just in natural circumstances. He has many national tournaments under his belt as an amateur, was on the national team. And the reason I even bring that up is because his entire amateur career was fought at 175, just like Andre Ward. So when you're picking and you're trying to put money on Braehmer thinking he's more experienced and Brant is moving from 160 to 168, think again. Remember that Derek James camp seemed to be weight bullies in a good way. You know, they make their weight. You can't get mad at them. But none of those guys in that camp seem small at all. Let me just remind you, Jermell Charlo, Earl Spence, and Robert Brant. And obviously, you know, there's other fighters that frequent that round-by-round boxing gym, but those are the most notable names outside of Cam Austin, who's, you know, cruiserweight, you know, in the amateurs and also spars with those three guys. But I was watching some of Rob Brant's. I mean, he does commit some sins, you know, and the highlights that I was watching, Derek James was always in the corner. But I'm sure at this point, you know, those were highlights. You know how they show earlier fights. I'm sure those things were corrected. Not much tape on Robert Brant except for plenty of fights from 3 years ago. You know, and then obviously the couple of showbox fights that he's had. So he's going to have to, I guess, create some footage with this fight. I'm a little let down. We didn't get a one-on-one with him beforehand. He's out there in Germany now, so it's probably going to be difficult. But you know, I wish him the best. I hope that this works out for him. It's a huge opportunity. You know that he was in line for the Ryota Murata, Hassan M'Dam, and now that Murata just beat M'Dam, you know, he would have been in line now, but you know how mandatories are. You don't really know if you're going to face him. So rather than be in that limbo, he joined this WBSS. I want to say, Matt, for the first round, for him at least, so far so good, it was a good decision because he should be beating this older man coming down in weight after 6 years easily.
He 100% should beat him. Now, what's your definition of making a statement? What do you think he does to make a statement? Outclassing him or like knocking him out? What is making a statement?
Either or, but it depends what type of outclassing, right? Like we can't get a Laura Gachet outclassing.
Okay.
We need more of a.
What about like on Andrade?
Well, I was gonna say like Earl Spence Brook.
I don't think we're gonna get that. I think Braehmer has always been one of those guys that's just a little bit tough. He has good fundamentals. Again, he has fought a lot of guys at the top. No, not necessarily a lot of guys at the top, but he has fought guys at the top at light heavyweight. I think he's going to present some issues for Brant moving up. And I know you mentioned him being a light heavyweight in the amateurs, where that's same day weigh-in, so it's different. I don't think he's going to go out there and annihilate Braehmer, maybe like some people think. I think he's going to go out there and outclass him. I think we're going to get maybe like a 10-2 scorecard where Braehmer might win a couple rounds, and that's about it. And then Brant just winning every other round because he's just a better boxer. He's faster. He hits harder. He's quicker in every facet, from foot speed, hand speed, etc. So I think he's just going to just outclass him in that way. I don't know if he's going to make a statement, though, because, again, I think Braehmer's tougher than a lot of people let on, and the rest of this tournament is going to be tough for Brant. So I don't know what making a statement really means.
But tougher, like, based off what, really?
What do you mean tougher? I don't know what you're asking.
You said you think that Braehmer is tougher than what people think.
Yes.
Yeah, but
not what people think, what you think.
All right, but based off what though? Like, he lost to Cleverly, and he hasn't been back since then. And you know, outside of that, like Enzo Macron, I mean,
career-wise, he's been a tough guy. Now, at 40 years old, he may not be
fighting in Germany like he's doing now.
Okay, and then we can go through Rob Brant's resume, and it's who? You know, like if you want to go through resumes, it's not like one guy has a better resume than the other. One guy has a more experienced resume. That's about it.
And I think that Rob Brant's resume indicates on the rise. And this guy's indicates on the decline.
True. But again, I don't necessarily think that Rob Brant's going to go out there and knock him out in 4 rounds. To me, that's making a statement. And my personal definition,
I don't know if it's going to be a 4th round knockout, but I'm definitely predict. I mean, you listen.
I can see a late round TKO or knockout. I can see that. I can see
Gotta
that.
stop this guy. This guy's moving down after however long he's been out for over a year. You gotta stop this guy. This fucking dude is crowning. He's balding, crowning, and like, nah, you stop this dude. You stop this dude. Hopefully you can. You know what I'm saying? And look, I don't see why not. I'm just being honest. And I've listened to interviews that Derek James has done with other people, and they understand and believe that they're going into enemy territory on a number of different scales. You know, they're looking for the knockout. You know, he's telling his fighter to even you know, twist at the wrist when he's landing the punch because he wants to cause more damage. There's also some racial tension out there, and you know, they kind of want to pay them back with the win. Obviously, fighters are always looking for the W, so we can't really totally factor that in. But I remember talking to Brant early on when this first all started, and he was like, "You know what, Ness? I don't even want to do an interview because I need to focus on this fight so that there is something to talk about. Because right now, no one knows who the fuck Rob Brant was his own words. So let's watch him make a statement tomorrow night.
Do you know who he's matched up against if he wins? Because it is a fixed tournament.
No.
I think he's supposed to fight Chris Eubank. I want to say. No. Chris Eubank's supposed to fight George Groves. He's supposed to fight, no, Callum Smith. He's supposed to fight Callum Smith.
Easy work. Callum Smith is like Cox, both fucking you know, young.
So is Rob Brant.
Yeah,
young. That means nothing. That means absolutely nothing.
No, it does though, man. It does. See, you don't factor in everything. Like, you're right. Yeah, Callum Smith and Rob Brant could be argued that they're on the same level based off
absolutely.
Not based off gym. Not based off gym. And bottom fucking line, Robert Brant's getting the better work. Bottom line.
Just because you're in a gym with better people doesn't mean you're one of those people, though.
But you Iron Sharpers Iron.
That's correct, but you may not be Iron. You may not be a Spence.
Well, let's see. Say you picking Callum Smith then, because you've been big on Callum. So pick him.
Let's be honest, because Rob Brant's probably going to win tomorrow. The fight is tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, it's not on Saturday. It is tomorrow on Audience on DirecTV.
Audience, no streamable network TV.
Yeah. Shout out to Roblox Super Series. I'll pick Callum Smith.
Talk about. I seen a headline where Schaefer or somebody in that stupid series said this, Matt. We don't care if U.S. television is not interested. What the fuck? Shooting yourself in the foot for sure. Like, you don't care. I always wonder to myself in situations like this, like, you know, no one paid the big bucks they expected, Matt. Like, is it better to just fucking go, you know, like Facebook Live or something, like give it away for free at this point rather than lose event after event?
You don't even have to do that. YouTube Live, you can at least get some ad revenue through that.
You do get some ad revenue there.
Like, I mean, come on here. Like, you can do YouTube pay-per-view for God's sake. You can do something. You can do something for God's sake. And the fact that they were so stubborn that they wanted their entire event, all 32 fights or whatever, to be on one package deal.
That was ideal, though. That was ideal, though.
It's ideal, but you have to realize the economics of each fight are different. That's just the fact of boxing. And when you have a European fight against a European fighter in Germany, that's not going to sell to ESPN. But you throw on a card in the U.S. that's credible. People are going to want to buy it. People want to buy George Groves, Chris Eubank. You don't think Showtime wants a piece of that? You don't think HBO wants a piece of that?
Sky or ITV want that.
Well, they, of course, I'm talking about U.S. only, because the UK is ITV.
I don't know if US wants it. Like, HBO's never mentioned Eubank's name, and neither has Showtime. And usually that's how it starts. Usually they put the little photo, and it's like, oh, these are the other guys in the division, and look out for this guy. But they haven't even whispered those names yet.
And for people that think, like, who cares about the USA? It's a country of 400 million people that pay $100 per pay-per-view.
Dude, did you hear
Mayweather McGregor? You think that if you don't throw in good fights, people will watch it and you can make money off of it? Really? And you compare that to a economic size of a UK, which has 64 million? It's a bigger audience in the US. And if you don't capitalize on that, then you are shooting yourself in the foot, like Ness said. Richard Schaefer and all those guys are shooting themselves in the foot.
Yo, did you hear my interview with Bob Arum?
I did. Of course I did.
And how many millions of people watched the Ryota Maroda fight in Japan?
Dude, That was going to be on the headline today. I was going to mention that because my boy Ryota Maeda hashtag Toyota Corolla. 30 million people watched him on Fuji TV in Japan. Do you know what the population of Japan is?
Sushi TV?
Fuji, like Mount Fuji, the mountain. The population of Japan is 120 million about. So 25%, around 25% of the audience, of the population of an entire country sat there and watched a up-and-coming prospect.
Yo, so, I don't know anything about politics. So how's the economics over there? Could we make money off of this? And by we, I mean, obviously mean top rank.
Oh, definitely. Japan's a wealthy country, from what I know. They are not like, let's say, like a Venezuela or South America.
Over there, they're gonna take everybody over there and do a Zoo Shimming type of card, like everybody on this one guy's card because he's so popular out there.
He could be that guy if he keeps winning. I don't know if he's gonna keep winning though. That's the thing. I don't know if he beats a Triple G, a Jacobs, a Golovkin, a Charlo. If he beats those guys, then yeah, he'll be like a Joshua for Japan.
Well, you heard my interview with Arum on Patreon, and his plan for Maroda is at least 2 more fights than Triple G. So that was at least pleasant because everything else, every other guy that he had, he definitely did not want to match with any other top guy. Unless his name was Terence Crawford, who we'll be talking about later. But your official pick is Brant then.
Yeah, of course.
So speaking of Bob Arum, Jeff Horn, and Terence Crawford, I don't want anyone to think that the WBO making Terence Crawford the mandatory to Jeff Horn's WBO welterweight 147-pound title is any sort of conspiracy or backdoor dealings. We've seen this before. When you're a champion, when you're a champion,
I don't know.
When you're a champion at the division below and you're moving up, you can petition to fight the champion in the next division. And the WBO usually grants. They did it with Canelo and Liam Smith. They were going to do it with Canelo when he wanted to fight Billy Joe Saunders. Remember all those headlines? And this is not the only fight, right? Like, they just did it with Flanagan moving up to 140 now from 135. So WBO does this. We never really seen the WBC do it, but they do their own, hey, don't worry, we got you, just stick with us type of thing. And let's be honest, as long as I've been covering boxing, I know that WBO sanction lies deeply with Top Rank. I mean, mostly all their fighters are WBO champions before any other belt. Take a look at it. Gilberto, Terence, Horn, Valdez, Magdaleno. He's got every WBO champion in every fucking division damn near. You know what I mean? And I think, no, because he
Joseph Parker.
Corolla, Toyota, yeah, Joseph Parker's another one, but Toyota Corolla's WBA, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, what do you think about this? I mean, I guess this is great news for us as boxing fans. We wanted Terence to move up to 47. We understand that this Horn fight is kind of like entry level, see what you got, and then the fun really starts. And again, based off my interview, Bob wants to really have some fun with Terence and the other welterweights in the world, not just in the Bob Arum division.
Again, if you haven't seen or heard that Bob Arum interview, it's on patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. Definitely go check it out. He dropped a bunch of news that really hasn't been hitting yet. But Bob Arum mentioned Terence Crawford's facing the winner of Jeff Horn versus Gary Corcoran. To me, that was surprising. I know you said that Jeff Horn is the entry level. To me, that's not how it was going to go down. I thought maybe Jeff Horn was going to be at the end of 2018. We were going to have Terence Crawford fight a Jesse Vargas, maybe like a Saddam, somebody of that level. To really get acclimated to the division and quote unquote marinate the Jeff Horn fight. And then it was going to take another year to maybe get like a Danny Garcia or a Sean Porter, Keith Thurman fight. Bob Arum really did not agree with that sentiment. He wanted Terence Crawford versus winner of Jeff Horn versus Gary Corcoran, which I believe is supposed to be scheduled for like the first quarter of next year. I could be wrong about that. And Terence Crawford is facing the winner of that. So we're assuming what? A May or June fight between Terence Crawford and Jeff Horn. I love that. I think it's a fantastic fight. And I think it's one that Terence Crawford should win. So I can't wait for it.
What's funny, again, based off that interview, it seems Terence has already given the okay to travel, which if it's true, this being the second time, and he's already increased his profile. Like, you know, when you're Tim Bradley in the beginning of your career, going to the United Kingdom to fight Junior Widow for a title is different than when you're Tim Bradley and you won a controversial decision over Manny Pacquiao. And same thing for Crawford. When he went to Ricky Burns, that was early in his career. Like, to go back now and fight Corcoran, if Corcoran beats, your boy from Brisbane, and even Brisbane was open, according to Bob. So it's like he said, well, that fight could happen in Brisbane. It could be in the UK, or it could be in Nebraska. I'm like, wow, really? Terence is, opening all those doors, which is good in terms of marquee value and raising that value.
Remember, Bob said it was about the economics. It's like wherever it's going to be the most money, that's where the fight's going to be. And I think if you're Terence Crawford, who's not really a star, and even though you even said that like he's become a little more established, he's still not a star in any way. His first fight on ESPN, I believe, did lower numbers than his HBO fight before that, and ESPN has way more subscribers than HBO. So if you're the beast side, you have to travel. You have to travel to the money fights, the big fights, the title fights. You're gonna have to do that. Nebraska isn't a big enough market where you become an A side in terms of economics and money. B sides have to travel.
Yo.
Yes.
You said something about HBO when I walked away, right? I heard like HBO.
Yes.
What'd you say?
I said HBO has less subscribers than ESPN, yet Terence Crawford's ESPN card did less numbers than the HBO card he had.
Shout out to Suleiman and Scott on the check-in. Yo, let me break some news, bro.
Oh. No, get the soundbite. Come on.
I don't know where it's at, man.
Yo, you're just dropping the ball.
Don't know where it's at. But
wait, is it good news or bad news?
No, good news. Call me breaking news Ness. Where is this?
That's definitely not it, Ness.
No, I know. No, they're all labeled, so I knew that wasn't it. But I'm like, siren air raid. Let me hear how that sounds.
Really annoying.
How about this one? That's the coppers. I don't know where it's at, bro.
You want to just break the news since
well, it's actually good news, which deserves a soundbite, I think. Once we find it, we'll just color code it so it won't get lost.
Gangsters, what's up, guys?
Name that movie.
Come on, Superbad. Come on, man.
Ooh, look at you.
Yo, that movie came out when I was, like 13 or 14 years old. That movie was like the thing that we all watched.
This guy's like a baby. He's still wet behind the ears.
Yo, I'm 22.
Get him his Bobo. I get him. All my Spanish people, get him his Bobo right quick. I can't find it. Fuck it. The news is, let me try. Various soundboard. Let me see. Screaming.
Yo, you're still looking for a soundbite? Come on, man.
Fuck. Can't find it. Oh, man. All right, fuck it. Well, this is the news, bro. This is unheard of, too. You know, it was worth the wait. And hit the thumbs up button for hearing this. How many fight deal? What's the normal fight deal? Network fighter.
Like how many fights they have on the deal?
Yeah.
3, I would say, is the average.
And what's the other average you've heard?
5.
Wow. I never heard that shit. I was going to say fight by fight.
Oh,
fight
well, I didn't think that's like a trick question. Come on. A fight by fight deal isn't really a deal.
Shit. You can either have a fight by fight deal on HBO or have no fight on HBO. So I think that's a deal. But okay, I see your point, but I still see my own.
Okay.
So all right, 3 and 1, right? Dude, you know someone just got signed to a 6-fight deal? I've never heard of that. That's a lot of fights. What?
I've heard 8-fight deals before. Come on. I've heard 8-fight deals.
I heard a 6-fight deal for Broner when it was alleged that $40 million from HBO, which was a lie. You know what I mean? So I don't know what you're talking about.
Who got that 6-fight deal?
Danny fucking Jacobs. Yo, that means HBO thinks Canelo's losing and Triple G.
So
And
is
and
it? Is
I asked
it
Daniel Jacobs. I said, "Yo, can you make 160 for 6 more fights?" He like, "Hell yeah!" So then I even dug deeper with Chris Algieri, who's the strength and conditioning and nutritious fucking cook, and even sparred him this time. I got some great work today at Gleason's, man. I'm putting it up. Some of the big babies are up. I haven't really released yet. Obviously, so busy with the show, driving and all that, but. Broke that news, bro. No one, you're gonna hear him on the camera, and because I verified it with him, I'm like, yo, so 6-fight deal, damn, nobody ever got that. He's like, whoa, how you know? I'm like, yo, man, I got my peoples. Then I'm like, wink, your trainer loves me more. Hashtag your trainer loves me more than you. Know what I'm saying? But yeah, B, 6-fight fucking deal. Holy jamolies, B. That's some cash, okay? That your life is set and.
That's 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, 2 or 3. Two fights a year or 3 fights per year, and you got 2 years or 3. It depends on how they take it, depends on injuries. But Matt, what it is a yellow brick road to legacy. Okay? When you got a guy like Daniel Jacobs that got a 6-fight deal, you think about it. We even spoke of Charlo. Like, that interview is going to be fire. He wants some of Charlo. Not that he wants him like, oh, but, he's heard, and he'll take it. And I asked him like, yo, how you think those press conferences go? You see them Charlo boys ain't no joke. And he like, I don't know. We've been friends and we are friends, but you know how things get when it's fight time. And I'm like, yeah. Great interviews, I'm telling you. I talked to Big Baby. I don't even know. I'm thinking about not putting out that Big Baby interview because I never asked him. And remember I told you, I was like, yo, I'm gonna just fucking ask him, like, what's the deal with him and Wilder? Why they beefing? And I don't know if I want to put that out now.
You didn't ask him about what Wilder said about him?
About sending him to the hospital?
No, in Bama, where Big Baby Miller came up to Wilder and
because Big Baby tried to say like, yeah, I saw that sucker in Brooklyn. I'm like, oh, I saw laughing. I can't help but I'm like, whoa. I said, yo, I got that story on camera, and it was a different version. And look, man, it is what it is, man. I broke a lot of news today. Even more news. For everybody who thinks that Eddie Hearn is Big Baby's promoter, or that Eddie Hearn is the one that got him on HBO. I got his real promoter on camera, and we've been talking. Who's his real promoter?
Yeah, that might be, informational for the listeners.
Dimitri Salida, the Jewish dude from New York.
What's the name of the promotional company?
Salida Promotions, obviously in co-promotion with Big Baby Promotions.
So he's going like the Mikey Garcia route, basically.
Basically, that's what it looks like. No contract. And when I probed him, no homo.
Pause.
It was like he got to do what he got to do. So that's another one. I feel like that's another one of those show and prove type of things. But at the same time, in the same interview, he's like, look, they already putting their money where their mouth is. So, Big Baby, right? All right. So we broke that news. Let's get back to Horn, Crawford. When is the Gary Cochran? Is it Pennsylvania?
December 13th. Sorry, December 13th.
Oh, wow. So that's quick. So damn. So Crawford gets his shot next year, first quarter.
Yeah, potentially. Could be February, March, even.
Sweet. I love to see those guys face off. I wonder, because Horn was surprisingly big and strong, right? Like, we didn't expect what he did, even though it didn't look the greatest. I mean, Pacquiao has an awkward style. Horn has an awkward style. I would love to see what this is going to look like with Crawford and to see how he really going to fill out. Remember that I bumped into him in Nebraska. How do you bump into someone who's from Nebraska, right? He's from the airport. No, I know, but it just sounds silly. Like, he's from there, but I bumped into him in his own town. Like, I should see him in his own town, right? But anyway, when talking to him, he's very confident about the takeover, not competing, about the takeover in the division, and really wants that Thurman fight. I guess he has Thurman pegged as the guy, and that's the quickest route to that label.
It's true, right? Thurman is the guy.
I mean, he is for me. He's done the most.
I would say even the people that think Spence is going to beat Thurman must admit that Thurman is more proven in the division. That is without a doubt true. Even the Spence diehards must admit that. Thurman's got more belts. He has beaten more top 5 welterweights, beaten more top 10 welterweights, beaten more top 15 welterweights. I'm sorry, Spence, but you're not the guy yet. You may be the guy, but Thurman's definitely the guy.
You know, Suleiman Escala said, "Hey, Ness, says Jesse Vargas is going to get matched up with who'd he say? Jeff Horn?
Isn't Jesse Vargas signed with Al Heyman, right?
That's where I was going, and because of that, instead of this ridiculous Bam Bam fight, we need to get this Danny and Vargas fight. Danny needs a legitimate welterweight fight that can earn him some
credibility back.
Yes. Because right now,
Chinese boxing. I have heard that Chinese boxing lacks any real power.
I don't know how that's relatable. I don't even know how that's relatable.
No one's really interested in Chinese boxing, are they?
Yeah, but
and no one's clamoring to see Danny back in the ring either, right? I seen a post the other day, and it's like businessman, rapper, boxer. He hasn't fought since his loss to Thurman. What's up with Garcia? And I'm telling myself, like, yeah, dude, what is up? I called this. Obviously, I got on the phone. I called his peoples, and I'm trying to get in the gym. And they're like, nah, Ness, you can come through as soon as we got to fight. So there's no fight yet. And I don't know if there's any movement. I mean, we have seen things on his social media that seem like he was training, but it's kind of frustrating. Obviously, we don't know what's going through their minds, but from the outside looking in, it's frustrating. Like, we want to see this guy back in the ring, and to us, it seems like he's in no hurry, right? I mean, or how are you receiving it? Do you think he's anxious?
No, the thing with Danny is I almost feel like he's over it. I almost get that feeling. Like, he's almost not like the Tyson Fury over it, where like he's out of shape and everything like that. He's just like, he's good. Like, I almost get that sense from him that like he lost. I think he feels maybe he hit a ceiling. Maybe he hit a plateau. You know, I don't know what it is, but I feel like he's just content with being away right now. I don't know. I get that feeling from it. I could be wrong. And I only see very small glimpses of that team and what they're doing and how they're moving. But it looks like they're just content being on the outside, enjoying the money that they've made. And probably the money that they're continuing to make because they are more of a brand than these other guys in that division.
Yo, Suleiman is out of control. I love when he comes back. Suleiman, you got to stop hiding for so long, man. Check this out.
I saw that. Do we need to say it? Come on. Who is that motherfucker that he mentioned?
Seiko Malvadesi.
No, I got
heard of him.
No, this is what we're gonna do. Dope comments. We're gonna have Jeffrey highlight the whole comment. That's what we're gonna do from now on.
You're gonna highlight his whole comment.
I ask her is, how come you never mention the IBO welterweight champion Seiko Malvadesi?
You know why we don't mention Suleiman? You know why?
Malvadesi.
Because literally no one's ever heard of him until you just mentioned him right now. And
Yep.
the only reason you've heard of him is because you went on BoxRec and you looked at like the champion.
Suleiman, you just made him famous, and you know I'm gonna rep him because you know I rep all the IBO champs out there. Shout out to the IBO.
Dude, it's so weird.
Chris Eubank. Shout out to Triple Jeezy. Shout out to Anthony Joshua.
Triple
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Rigondeaux. You know what I'm saying? The true champs, so that true green belt.
Yo, IBO.
Oh, hey, yo, it's like chicken. It's like, you ever seen the pork commercials? It's like the other white meat. So it's like the other green belt.
Yo, that's good. That's good. IBO should do that now.
The other green belt is shit. All right. Well, let's move on. We got what is it? What was it? What's this fight?
Kovalev and Shabranskyy.
Yeah. No, I know, but what is it titled? It's titled
Oh, like in the press release?
The road to comeback. Oh man, fuck it. I'm gonna look it up. Shit. I chopped up the whole photo. The photo had it on there, man. I don't know. It was a little I don't know. I got a smile out of it when I seen it. Hopefully events. Let's see what comes up here. Kovalev Shabranskyy. Yes, the next chapter. I thought that was fitting. And that's why I wanted to make sure I had it right so we could talk about it. The next chapter. Listen, man. I think that with Andre Ward being retired, Kovalev definitely has an opportunity at kind of regaining some of that status in the division as the man. But I think that he may have been exposed. We don't know yet for sure, right? If someone can replicate a Andre Ward blueprint or style in the ring, can a Marcus Brown coming up, who's a southpaw, do that? We don't know, you know. Is Adonis Stevens ever gonna fight him? We don't know. And because there's so many intangibles in that division, it's just like, look at Badu Jack. He dropped the belt to allegedly fight Adonis, so he's probably not going to fight Kovalev, right? So, like, it's two different worlds in that light heavyweight division right now, the Showtime world and the, free agent HBO world. And I think that because two different realms exist of a light heavyweight division, he most certainly can get back into good standings with the fans and the networks. And a guy like Shabranskyy is the right way to do it. A lot of times we complain about these guys as tune-ups. I think Shabranskyy might be too tailor-made for Kovalev. You know that he likes to be right in front of you and take some punishment. And the last thing to go is power. So if anyone thought maybe Kovalev is slipping or he doesn't want to do this anymore based off his last two performances, that has nothing to do with his power, Matt.
I pretty much agree on every point. I think Shabranskyy is pretty much tailor-made for Kovalev. I think he's going to eat a lot of shots from Kovalev. I think Kovalev's probably going to knock him out within 8 to 10 rounds, mainly because Kovalev is a more methodical knockout artist than, let's say, like I don't know. I can't think of one right now. Like a Spence. Spence is less methodical than Kovalev, in my opinion. Spence is a little more in your face, a little more dirty. Anyways, I think this fight is a perfect fight for both guys. I don't know if it should be for a title. I think when you're coming off a loss, you shouldn't be in a title shot. I think Shabranskyy hasn't won against a credible opponent in a while. So and the last time he fought a credible opponent was Sullivan Barrera, who he lost to and got knocked out by. If anyone should be in the title fight, it should be Sullivan Barrera. It should be a Marcus Brown. It should be those guys, a Badu Jack.
Yeah, and Barrera's on the undercard of this, which is sad.
It is sad. I find it downright disrespectful, to be honest. It should have been Kovalev, Sullivan Barrera for this vacant strap if you were going to throw Kovalev in there. Unless it's a Abner Mares, Leo Santa Cruz card, where all it is a setup for the next card. That's what this card could be.
If it were that, they're doing a poor job of that because at least the Abner Mares, Leo Santa Cruz card highlighted both men. This is just highlighting Kovalev. Barrera is a press release that was released a month later after this fight was announced that he was going to be added to the undercard versus a guy that I've already forgotten because I've never heard of him.
And then you throw guys like Better Beeve out there. Like there's a lot of guys that should be in a title fight that aren't. And I don't think Shabranskyy should be in a title fight, to be honest. And you can definitely make an argument that right now, today, Kovalev does not belong in a title shot.
Yeah, I don't get how the WBO ranked Shabranskyy high enough for him and Kovalev to be in a vacant title fight. But we know it's politics, bro. It's politics. It's who can offer that sanctioning body a big enough percentage, of those purses. And some of those guys like a Marcus Brown, maybe Marcus because of who he's aligned with, both network and advisor, probably does come with a bigger paycheck that WBO be interested in. But yeah, some of the other guys, they just don't. But you have any other headlines that we need to touch on before we go to these callers?
Well, it's not really a headline. It's something that Bob Arum said in the interview that's definitely related to the Joshua show that this is. And that's Joseph Parker not fighting Anthony Joshua unless it's a hefty sum thrown at him. Most likely Joshua's going to win. Who's Joshua fighting in the first half of next year? Or the first quarter next year? Because it's all supposed to set up a summer showdown with Wilder. Then is it Big Baby Miller? Is it Dylan White rematch? What is it? I'm curious about that.
Yo, but Matt, I mean, at that point, right? It's just like he made 20 with Vladimir. Now he's another 21.
He can do anything.
Huh?
He can do anything, is what you're saying?
Yeah, and it's just like Joseph. All right, we paid the last guy five and a quarter. Man, give him 10. I'll make 20 again to get the title. I mean, who gives a fuck, right? Like
Joseph Parker would take 10 million.
I mean, no one else got 10. He's getting double what Charles Martin got. He'd be happy.
Yeah, true. But again, Bob Arum made it seem like Joseph Parker was not the fight.
Yeah, well, you know what? Bob also is a co-promoter there.
Yeah,
I'm sure Eddie Hearn could send 2 offers, same offer to both Duco Events and Bob Arum, and see what's really happening. Because let's be honest, I think 10 million, even though that's our number, that's more than generous. And
True.
that's really how you buy a belt. And if you're Joshua and Eddie Hearn, that's what you do. I think you give Joseph as much as you need to give him to take away that piece off the table. Because if Wilder gets it, his negotiation value goes up. And if someone else gets it, it's just further away from you. The name of the game should be to collect those belts. But then again, they do come with a hefty sanction and fee. And when you're Anthony Joshua making $21 million off of a fight and all these belts want to, 10% or 3%, whatever percent they're asking for, that becomes a big-ass check you got to write out to these guys just to wear. Damn, so you're essentially leasing the fucking belts. Can you believe that? That's messed up. Poor guys. Anything else, Matt?
I think there was some other news, but I can't remember right now. So we can have the sponsors and the callers, and if I remember it, we can always address it.
Yo, I seen your boy. I went back and watched that fight with your boy Jezreel. He did look good in the first couple of rounds, but he's so wild.
He is, man, and he gets caught way too much.
So sloppy. He reminds me of Gamboa, but even cheaper version.
Oh yeah, he's Gamboa like diet version.
Yeah, because Gamboa was sloppy, but like technically sound, just chinny. This dude is sloppy.
A little bit chinny.
Footwork is crazy. Crazy, bro. But let's move on. We're going to go out to the sponsors first. We're going to give you that phone number. Remember, it's 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time. If you want to voice your opinion here on the Voice of the People hotline, international callers can add Nestor Gibbs. That's NESTORGIBBS to get on the call.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
David Beanie in the UK, talk to me.
Hey guys, yeah. Just quickly before I move on to other things, what do you think the viewing figures for Joshua Takam will be on Showtime?
The viewing? You mean the views?
Yeah.
Yeah, how many views do you think it does on Showtime?
I mean, isn't it going to be on like at 5 o'clock, bro? It's probably a midday show. Yeah. I'd give him about 600,000. That's probably what he did last time, right?
That's exactly what I was going to say. It was 600, maybe
4 to 6. I mean, not that many people paying attention. But look, you never know. Boxing's on the rise, right? Ryota Marotta did like 200,000 at 7 in the morning. So,
yeah, no, I was just curious to what you thought was possible. Yeah, just to push back a little bit on your point about the purses. Obviously, it's a mandatory, so Takam's entitled to 25% or whatever the purse is. So obviously, that they came in at 12 days' notice is obviously irrelevant. And obviously, Wilder Eddie came in the other day and said Wilder's basically getting 80% of the purse against Dylan White. I mean, 80% split's pretty high. So Eddie's either got to find some money from somewhere, or that fight isn't going to happen. So I don't really see where the argument is, because Takam's getting 5, Wilder should get 5 against Dylan White. If the money's not there, the money's not there. Dylan White isn't going to be fighting for free.
You think they can't find an extra $1 million to give Wilder?
Well, it sounds like Eddie's going to talk to...
his offer's 4. The offer's 4, so $5 million isn't ridiculous to ask for.
No, and maybe Eddie will find the money.
You guys are throwing out millions like it's dollars. Oh, offers
It's
four.
the
One
UK.
more isn't nothing.
It's the UK, man. They can find money over there.
Give me $1 million. I'm kicking up the feet.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I don't really expect. I think Takam will give him some rounds, but I think it should be a one-sided beatdown for me. So yeah, that's pretty much my call.
All right, David. AJ Protector. Alexander Bully, what up?
Yo, what's going on? I know you ain't finna call me no AJ Protector out here, but I'm gonna get right into it. I mean, 5 million. My guy Takam, I didn't even know who he was before this. 5 million to take that money is crazy. Like, it's completely right. What you said about how Wilder should then say nah. That it's a complete false equivalency. There's no way you can compare the 4 million to fight Dillian White with the 5 million for Takam. At the end of the day, Takam could have just said, nah, I'm not ready. There would have been no show, no 80,000, and there would have been a big loss on Eddie Hearn's part. So that was a good look. But Wilder should see this and just fight Dillian White. This is really making me angry. Like, just fight Dillian White, take 4 million, and you could probably go in the negotiating table and take 15 against AJ. Like, where does it not make sense? Like, the guy, Takam took 5 million, and I had not even heard of that guy. And he looked tiny. If anyone saw the head-to-head, he looked tiny compared to AJ. It'll be, I got it in 3 rounds.
Hey, Alexander Bully.
Yep.
I didn't see Eddie Hearn have a problem raising Takam's profile. You didn't never hear him until tonight. And he got the fight. Right. And he got the fight. But all of a sudden, Wilder has to fight Dylan to raise his profile to get the fight so that you can know who Wilder is, who you already fucking know who he is.
All right, let me ask you this then. How many casual fans do you think know Deontay Wilder in the UK?
You.
Just a percentage.
You're the only one that matters because you're the only one that calls into this show, and you the one that knows Wilder and not Takam, which is a fighter that is fighting Joshua in 2 days. So the entire story that promoter used doesn't work.
Nah, and that's right, because my one pay-per-view buy is going to get this guy 7 million to fight Dillian White, and it's not the casuals that don't know who the fuck he is and will know if he fights Dillian White.
Are we forgetting, very quickly, are we forgetting that Eddie Hearn said that the economics for Joshua Wilder were so ginormous that a 10% raise in Wilder's purse is 5 million more? Think about that. Do the simple math there. We're talking about tens of millions of dollars for Wilder that Eddie Hearn's potentially throwing out. There's money to be made. There's money there.
It's true. Like, it's first go through Dillian White and build the fight for the casuals. You said it's all about me, but
yo, Eddie got you brainwashed, Alexander.
Tune it.
Fighting my guy Deontay too hard, man. I know that's your man, but
no. You got that Anthony. You got that Anthony Joshua whey protein all up in your blood vessels and shit.
Nah, you're bum as well. Like, stop riding this bum. I know you was at the gym. You got the good interviews, but stop it, man. You riding this nigga too hard, man. Chill out, Ness, man. You my guy though. I'm out.
All right, Alexander. It's funny. I'm riding Wilder, but he who just admitted not knowing an Anthony Joshua current opponent. He's fighting him Saturday. He said, I never heard of him. And someone you never heard is making 5 mil, and you're complaining that someone that you do know and has a strap don't take 4. I just don't get it. I mean, it's so simple for me, but it's like, I don't know. They it's like the Matrix with them. They're like, no. Oh, remember that little Instagram thing where it's like miss me in the words and the dude's moving? Remember that? No, I know nobody else but you know what I'm talking about. Unfortunately, it was like a inside joke for you guys. You got to be on IG a little bit more. Maybe Matt, we got this little podcast host group thing. We might hook you up. I don't know. Fugatti got hooked up, right, Fu? I mean, talk to me. I mean,
so sad.
Yo, we need an Anthony Joshua Protector soundbite for sure, though. They be coming out in full force protecting the Joshua for real. 646 New York City. Who's this?
Yo, what's good, Ness? What up, man? It's Chris from New York. What's going on, man?
This 646 Chris?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Damn,
I'm surprised
Chris.
I didn't see you up in Verona at the last Barclays fight, man.
Oh man, yo, I've been actually falling back, man. We got Adam Spearber out there in New York City, and I've been staying in the studio for the immediate reaction show to make sure that I'm here to give you guys that, immediate reaction location.
Oh yeah, no doubt, man. I haven't called in a minute, man, but I probably want to hit one of these days. I'm more on the floor and shit. But man, I see all the work that you guys are putting in, man. I appreciate it. And I love those Deontay Wilder interviews. It was crazy, man. When I watched it, he spoke so much truth, man. And that caller from the UK, he's bugging. I think a lot of that is just excuses. Oh, he needs to fight Dillian White to do this, man. Those days are over. If Anthony Joshua was so confident, he could just fight Wilder. Wilder's getting rid of his mandatory. He's getting rid of his IBF, because Pulev dropped out. I think that fight could happen. I think they're just making a bunch of excuses. But the real fight this weekend, I'm looking forward to the Joshua fight, but the fight that I'm really looking forward to is the Rob Brant versus Juergen Braehmer. I think when Rob Brant gets this victory, that Rob Brant, Derek James should definitely be trainer of the year, hands down. The work that he's done with Charlo, and if Rob Brant can go in there and knock out Juergen Braehmer, even though Juergen Braehmer just lost to Nathan Clevery, I think it'll definitely be a huge statement. And
Matt doesn't believe Matt doesn't believe like you and I. He says that Brant won't get a stoppage.
I said he would outclass him, though. He would win 10 or 11 rounds. Those were my exact words.
But you said he wouldn't get a stoppage.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get a stoppage.
I don't know, man. I think Rob Brant is going to stop this guy. Derek James got these guys putting something else on their punches, man. That Charlo knockout against Lubin was real serious, man. And I think he definitely deserves it. And as far as Crawford becoming the WBO mandatory to fight Jeff Horn, I think that's an excellent move for Crawford, man. He's pound for pound #1 in my book. And I think that he's going to walk through Jeff Horn. He's going to start to unify. He's not playing. I think he's the best in the world. He's going to prove it at 147.
Yeah, I'm interested for those days. All right, Chris. Well, thanks for calling in. I can't wait for those days, man. I want to see, because Crawford didn't really give us an issue unifying at 40. He did it with Postal, but then again, Postal was a Bob Arum fighter. Then he did it with Undango. But then again, Undango was a, Eddie Hearn optioned fighter that didn't have any ties to a network. So I'm more interested to see what he does in this second half of his career as a welterweight. Because, look at Danny, right? Danny was Crawford at one point at 140 and moved up. And the boxing public kind of fell out of love with him in his welterweight career. They don't really the haters, right? The haters don't want to give him credit for the Roberto Guerreros and the
Robert Guerrero,
Paulie Malignaggi's, at welterweight.
Petersons, the Mauricio Herreras, even the catchweight bouts.
No. We're talking about welterweight.
But you have to include the catchweight bouts, because that was all on the way to get to welterweight. And if anything, Terence Crawford may have took notes during that whole transition period for Danny Garcia, because he's not taking any catchweight bouts on his way to welterweight. He's going straight after a title, allegedly. Those are all things that Danny didn't do. So it's just interesting to contrast the two, since they were basically the same. Both guys were undisputed. Well, I don't know if Danny was undisputed. Danny was undisputed, was he?
I think Danny was more undisputed than Crawford. Danny had the WBA, the WBC, and he had the Ring magazine.
So you don't include... Wait, no, he wasn't more undisputed than Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford had literally every belt.
That's right. He did, because he fought in Dongo.
IBF, WBA, WBO, WBC. He had every belt.
Yep. I forgot about that. That Ndongo brought the other two belts. He even had the IBO.
Yeah, so Danny wasn't even undisputed, but I would say they were both on the same level going up at this point. It's the same sort of moment in their career.
But you made a great point in pointing out that Danny did Do what I like, though. That's what I like. I'm honest.
Mhm.
If you're Crawford moving from 140 to 147, no, man, you take transition fights. You don't go right out and take on a top dog. But then again, no one over here except you thinks that Jeff Horn's a top dog.
Oh, you don't think Jeff Horn's a top 6 or 7 welterweight?
I don't know what Jeff Horn is until I see another fight, because that first fight, we already know that, we don't think he won.
Yo, if Keith Thurman had that fight with Pacquiao, or Danny Garcia had that fight with Pacquiao, or Terence Crawford had that fight with Pacquiao, we would view it differently. But because it's Jeff Horn, we view it in a very dismissive light.
Well, it was a hometown fight with a controversial decision.
Yes. And you know how many controversial decisions happen in the U.S.?
All right. But you're acting as if the, mitigating factors don't exist, and they do.
I'm saying if boxing fans are going to discredit every controversial decision, then we're going to discredit a lot of great Hall of Fame fights and legacy-defining fights.
I don't know where you're going with this. We don't have to discredit every controversial fight. All we have to do is discredit this particular fight, because in this one, I didn't think Jeff Horn won, and plenty of people that called in here didn't think Jeff Horn won.
Yeah, but there was also plenty of people that did think he won.
This one.
There's more people that thought Kovalev beat Ward in their first fight, but Ward took the belts.
And there were people that thought Bradley beat Pacquiao, and Bradley took the belts.
Good point.
But it doesn't matter. No one started to love Bradley, and no one,
I'm not asking people to love. No. Love and knowing that they are elite in the division is two different things. I cannot love you at all.
Dude, how are you going to say that Jeff Horn's elite off a fight that you don't even know if he won?
Because he fought Manny fucking Pacquiao.
And you don't know if he won.
Even if you think that Manny Pacquiao won slightly, he was supposed to trash Jeff Horn. Jeff Horn was supposed to be the easiest tune-up ever, and it wasn't that.
I wouldn't say he was supposed to be the easiest tune-up. I mean, maybe you weren't following him. We have Mickey Cap.
No, I followed him. I followed him more than you, Ness. You didn't watch the Ali Funeka fight. You didn't watch the Randall Bailey fight. I watched those fights before you did. What are you talking about? He was not supposed to win against Manny Pacquiao. And to put on that performance against Manny fucking Pacquiao, and you just say that he's not top 10 at least, I think it's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Well, that is according to your scorecard. Maybe on your scorecard, you've seen it 8.
I'm talking about you, your opinion. I'm not talking about my opinion. I'm talking about your opinion.
Right. I had Manny Pacquiao winning.
And the fact that you still, off of that fight, don't view Jeff Horn as a higher ranked opponent than you view him before.
No, Jeff Horn gets trashed by any of the top welterweights. Trashed. And
that doesn't mean he's not top 10. That doesn't mean he's not top 10. Amir Khan gets trashed by every top welterweight.
Who's
Amir Khan is a top 10 welterweight.
Who's it? Get the fuck out of here, bro. You're smoking crack now. Amir Khan is top 10.
At the time, yeah, hell yeah. When he was fighting, he was a top 10 welterweight. Of course he was.
Now we're adding words. When he was fighting.
But he's not fighting anymore. He's retired. Let's be honest.
All right, so he's not top 10. Neither fucking is Jeff Horn.
Jeff Horn is fighting, and he is top 10. Yeah, he just beat Manny Pacquiao.
Dude, how are you going to be top 10 without getting a fucking win over a top 10?
Manny fucking Pacquiao.
Controversial.
It's still a W, though. It's still a W.
That's why it was supposed to be.
You said for Ward. Ward still got the W. Well, you know what? Jeff Horn still got the W.
And Bradley still got the W.
The only people that matter are the 3 people ringside that scored.
Okay. And Bradley still got the W, and we still had to get a rematch. That's the way that it goes. Pacquiao was deciding not to do the rematch, and that's why Jeff Horn is fighting Corcoran, because Pacquiao said he's
Pacquiao is done.
Exactly.
They want the rematch.
Exactly. But if he wasn't, it wouldn't be that. It would be a fix of what was made wrong on that night. He would be having a rematch to show that Jeff Horn didn't beat him. Bottom line, you're the only one hanging on to that bullshit, calling this dude top 10. He ain't even.
We can ask everyone that calls in. We can ask everyone that calls in, and I will guarantee you that more people will say that he's top 10 than people that won't. I guarantee you.
Well, that just means we got more retarded people in this world then, because
I don't know. Can you name me 10 welterweights that are better than Jeff Horn?
Everybody not named Jeff Horn.
What the fuck don't you get? If it's so easy, then name them.
Everyone.
Name them.
Luis Collazo.
1.
Jesse Vargas.
2.
Danny.
3.
Keith. Pacquiao. Everybody, bro.
How can you rank Pacquiao above Jeff fucking Horn?
Because
that's a joke. Let's move on. You're obviously
no.
You're obviously just trolling, man.
No, I'm not. I'm not trolling.
The guy that you just beat.
Listen, we both can't talk at the same time. Secondly, I'm not trolling because I think that.
Sorry.
How am I trolling? Because I think a guy with a more established career, a more declarated resume, is better than a guy with a controversial win. What the fuck are you talking about, Matt? How is that trolling?
Answer me this. Was the Jeff Horn Manny Pacquiao fight competitive? Yes or no?
Was the what?
Was the Jeff Horn Manny Pacquiao fight competitive? Yes or no?
It had its spots.
You don't think it was competitive?
It had its spots.
So yes or no? I just want yes or no answer here.
I don't know. There's a video with my
we can move on because you don't want to answer my questions. We can just move on.
Because I don't want to fucking say something and then you watch the video of me and Enrique watching the fight live and you're like, oh, well, look at your reaction. It's like, bro, I don't remember that far back to know how exactly I felt the night of. But guess what? It was recorded. And I know that at the end of the fucking video, everyone in my house looked at each other with their mouth wide open and we all laughed when we published the video because none of us expected Jeff Horn to win. And I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but weren't you in this house?
Yeah, I thought they were going to definitely give that gift decision to Pacquiao. I thought they were definitely going to give it to Pacquiao because he's the ace.
I don't remember you sitting next to me like, oh, I got Jeff Horn winning on my scorecard. No.
Then watch the tape. You can watch that tape again. I said Jeff Horn won that.
You had the same stupid look on your face at the end.
If you think Pacquiao is in the top 10, then the guy that went 12 hard rounds and was competitive with him arguably is in the top 10 as well. But we can.
Matt, did you not have the same look as me and Enrique on your face?
And again, I thought Pacquiao was going to get that gift decision.
And this is all based off me not seeing a fight the way that you saw it.
It's not about who won it. It's not about that. I don't care that you thought Jeff Horn lost. That's not the point of this discussion. It's about him being a top 10 welterweight.
So how do you become top 10? If I feel he lost, think about what you're saying, bro. If I feel he lost, and outside of that one fight that you think he fucking won, he has no other top 10 opponent. How the fuck is he top 10, man? This is something wrong up here.
That's fine. We can move on.
Yeah, because it finally clicked in your ass. That's what happened.
No, I just don't want to argue this point.
You don't want to argue because you don't make sense.
I make perfect sense.
You need to be the top 10 to be top 10. And if we're arguing that the fight is controversial, how do you automatically give it to him?
We give the Ward win over Kovalev in the first fight. We give that to him now, especially retroactively that he won the second fight. But anyways, still him on the skull.
Exactly. Especially after the second fight.
Why didn't Pacquiao want that rematch? Why didn't Pacquiao want that rematch?
The rematch was in play. That's why the rematch was
want that rematch.
Everybody needs the rematch. Why? To show that it was the way that it was supposed to be. That's what there are for. That's what the Golovkin-Canelo rematch is for.
Move on to Suleiman.
You're the only one that wants to just give him credit. It's like, fuck it. Pacquiao didn't want the rematch. That means he lost.
Well, I thought he lost. So, again, moving on to Suleiman.
Yeah, the video says otherwise. You should see. I'm going to make a fucking meme with your face.
Yeah, that's fine.
You're up.
Yeah, Ness. Yeah, I want to jump in there. That was a softie, man. That was a softie, a big payday, a softie. He went over there to he could whip him in front of all those Australian people and get another cash, create another venue for Bob Arum and for himself. So what happened was that the guy got a hometown decision. I mean, he didn't do nothing great. All he was doing was stalking Manny Pacquiao, but Manny Pacquiao was faded, and the guy's bigger than him. So they gave him the decision. He didn't do nothing. All he did was stand there and trade punches with Pacquiao and lunge at him. Jeff Horn right now is looking for a big payday. He might even retire. Julius Ndango, if he moved up with him, there's too many guys. He's the weakest welterweight right now besides the IBO champion.
You say Julius Ndango moves up and beats Jeff Horn.
He would whip him.
That's what he said, Matt. You're gonna argue with everybody that doesn't.
I wanted to make sure I heard him correctly.
Oh, I thought you were being sarcastic.
I really did not hear.
Pound for pound, the best pound for pound, Terence Crawford will come up. It was an easy belt, but I think Terence Crawford should stay there. Try to fight Francis Barthélemy because all those belts that he left, Francis is gonna scoop him up. I mean, this guy keeps moving up, notoriously keeps moving up every division, and scoops up belts. I don't think that's fair for other fighters. I mean, they gotta do like right now. He's moving up now. The Turbo,
is moving up to 140. He's going to scoop up the WO belt. It's not fair. These guys are just keep moving up divisions.
But Suleiman, I get your argument that it's not fair, but I think the other side of that argument is that the champion at the division below has proven his eliteness, and due to that, petitions to again show his greatness by challenging the best in the next division. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Okay, so who would it match the WBO lightweight champion at 140? Who would be a good
Well, the
fight?
problem in 140 is that those are vacant, right? So, Turbo, Terry Flanagan is moving up and he's going to be the mandatory, but it's vacant. So that situation is slightly different because I hate vacant title situation. I mean, look, we were just talking about Sergey Kovalev versus Shabranskyy, a vacant title situation that is undeserving. And that's probably what will happen with Terry Flanagan. So from that standpoint, I do get your point, but not from a champion petitioning to go up to the next division and face the next champion. I think that's badass.
Mm-hmm. Well, I hope it becomes competitive, but these guys like Terence Crawford himself, he's a product of that. He's a product of that. He keeps moving up. He's fighting soft touches, and they call him the best pound for pound. Why he don't stay in that division and do a Triple G style and fight those guys that are ready right there? Like, they got guys that are hungry, like Francis Barthélemy. Everybody don't mention those guys. Francis Barthélemy, Cesar Cuenca is
wait a minute, Suleiman.
In his country doing nothing.
Suleiman, you heard the bell ring, but you said something that was so that I said we got to give this man more time. You said Terence Crawford. What was it that you said about? You said you said something about his opposition, right?
No, what he's doing, he's fighting subpar fighters. He scoops up the belt, right? He does a couple little title defenses, right?
Wait. You said subpar fighters?
Yeah, because the best guys in 140, he didn't touch him. He didn't touch Francis Barthélemy, right? He didn't go to other fighters. He fought a couple of guys. I mean, he was sitting on the
wait. Slow down. Because I want to hear your case, entirely. So you said he didn't fight all the best guys at 140. He didn't fight Rancies and other guys. Who else? Rancies and who else?
Okay, he didn't fight Rancies. Okay. He didn't fight Rancies at all. Okay. Now this guy Turbo's coming up. How come he didn't fight Turbo? How come Turbo didn't come up and fight him?
Hold on, time out.
Well, Suleiman. So wait.
Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia. He didn't mention Mikey Garcia.
But Mikey is at 35, right? He had one fight at 40.
And he moved up and fought a non-champion. And then Terence Crawford.
Yeah, and then he was negotiating with Miguel Cotto for a 154-pound fight. He didn't sound like he was interested in a Terence Crawford 140-pound fight.
Also, Francis Barthélemy barely beat Carrick Raylick, for God's sake, in his last fight. Francis Barthélemy went life and death with a no-name guy from the UK.
A guy that barely lost by split decision to Ricky Burns. You're talking about a guy that's trained by I think Ricky Hatton trains that guy. That guy's a fantastic fighter. He lost by split decision. He took the initiative to fight for a championship against Ricky Burns.
Crawford should ignore the Thurmans and the Garcias and fight Francis Barthélemy.
You saying, okay, Matt, you're interrupting me like you interrupt Ness all the time.
I do.
You think Carrick Raylick is not a credible opponent?
For who?
Carrick Raylick is a credible opponent.
He is, for Francis Barthélemy.
So put Francis Barthélemy. Yeah, put Francis Barthélemy.
But Francis Barthélemy is not credible for Terence Crawford.
Why is he not credible? Why is he not credible?
That level of fighters. Terence Crawford's beat those guys already. We want him to face the Keith Thurmans, the Earl Spence, the Danny Garcias, the Sean Porters.
Suleiman, go ahead, get your final thoughts because we got to get to some other callers, brother.
Okay. What I'm saying, Carlos Takam. Carlos Takam is a credible fighter. I mean, he got a puncher's chance. We saw what Vladimir Klitschko did against Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is very stiff, man. I don't care what anybody says. And I don't know if he on Vada? Is he on Vada? If Deontay Wilder is pushing for this fight, right? I'll laugh if the guy turns out to be juiced up. I'll laugh. Anthony Joshua is way too muscular. way too muscular, way too stiff, okay, to tell me that he's natural, bro. That's bullshit, bro. That guy has to be on something, bro. Okay? He has to be on something. I don't even think he's a better fighter. I don't think he's on better. He's way too
but you're doing a lot of speculating here, Suleiman.
He is on VADA, actually.
That's speculating. It's the truth, bro. Is he on VADA?
You are speculating because you don't have facts. He is on VADA.
He's on VADA.
He's not on VADA.
Yes, he is.
He's on VADA. Okay, so
yes, they've been licensing out VADA as a third-party testing agency. You don't have to be in the WBC to use VADA. You don't have to be in the WBC to use VADA.
Everybody, bro. Okay, listen to me, Matt. Let me say one more word so I can stop. If Joshua signs that contract, right, and fights Deontay Wilder, and Deontay Wilder tags him with that right hand, okay, that guy is gonna be flat on his back, bro. It's gonna be a wrap, bro.
That's I'm okay with that opinion, but that has nothing to do with drug testing and steroids, which you accused him of, and then said that this is the truth. This is not speculation.
No, because when I'm saying the guy.
That he is using VADA testing.
All right, Suleiman, we got to go. He is on VADA. Look it up. We're going on to the next caller. We're going to Long Beach, right?
Long Beach in the house. Yeah.
Hey, man. Yeah, how you fellas doing, though, man? Matt, how are you, man? I haven't talked to you. Haven't seen you in a while.
JP, man, I'm good. I miss you, bro. We need to hang out soon. We need to have a barbecue at your new place, man. I still haven't been to your new house.
Yeah, you guys got to come over. You know, it's an open invitation whenever. Nestor, how are you, man? How are you?
I'm good, brother, man. Working hard, bro. And, you know, just enjoying this 2017, right? It's been a great year for us boxing fans, so I can't complain.
It has, man. But I couldn't agree any more with Matt on his assessment of what Danny's going through. Danny looks full. He don't look hungry no more. And another element to that, another factor to it is that I think when Danny looks around the landscape, all he sees is tough fights. All he sees is Porter, all he sees is Spence, and all he sees is Thurman. And I agree, you said he might have felt he hit his ceiling. I agree with that sentiment. I think Danny's just like, you know, and Danny doesn't seem to be into taking L's either. And so when he looks around, all he got is potential L's around him. The interview you did with Hearn was epic. I agree with Hearn. Rarely am I in favor of marination, but I believe Hearn in this instance is 100% right. This fight will only get the fraction of the revenues or the attention it would get if Deontay Wilder were to go across seas, knock Dillian White out, and gain a lot more notoriety. I think that's worth doing. I don't think it's a waste of his time. I think in the long run, it'll be far more beneficial to him financially in doing it. I think it would be kind of a no-brainer if I were Deontay. So then that begs to ask the question, is Deontay pricing himself out? Because the last offer I heard Deontay ask about was $7 million. And we all know that's not going to happen. Or unless somebody can justify how $7 million could be had on Wilder's part, I just don't see it. I don't see it. So you guys let me know, is that a justifiable request on Wilder's behalf? But yeah, though, man, appreciate you guys. Have a good one.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in, JP.
I don't think $7 million is reasonable, but I can see asking for more than 4. I think 4 is not a low ball offer, but it's not the most that Eddie Hearn can probably put in this fight.
Especially if you want him to go to fucking UK, man. You know, I'm just saying.
But I also agree with the point that the Dillian White fight does set up a summer showdown with Joshua and makes it bigger.
You know, I agree. I like it. I think it does build it up. You know, especially if you're gonna do the fight in the UK. But you got to pay like you weigh.
By the way, we have a ringer.
CT, talk to me.
What's going on, Nestor?
What up, brother?
Chilling, man. I'm looking forward to the fight with Joshua Takam this weekend. I'm looking forward to the fight mainly because I want to see where Joshua is at mentally. we see this happen to heavyweights coming up, kind of like what happened to Michael Grant when he fought Andrew Garada. They give him these tough fights, and sometimes they're never the same. So I think he's going to be a little timid because of the war he just went through. I think that for like the first couple of rounds, I think he'll get settled in and take Takam out around the 5th round. But I don't think he wants any part of Wilder at the moment.
Is that all you got, brother?
Yeah, that's about it.
All right.
We got a ringer.
Before we go to that,
oh my God, you're so petty. You know that?
No, I'm just a truth teller.
That was a good picture, though. Good time.
This is the alleged Matt the Hipster Hunter who claimed he thought Jeff Horn won the fight.
Yes.
That's his face. Is that the face of a man?
That was my face for Ward Kovalev, and I thought Ward won.
Is that the face of a man who thought he won the fight?
Yo, when you add some weed and liquor, you just get hyped, okay?
Oh, you got to stop, man. You want to be this hipster so bad. You don't have to be.
It's not about being a hipster, man. The fact that Jeff Horn, in your opinion, isn't top.
Explain Exhibit A then, Matt. Explain Exhibit A.
Again, this has nothing to do with the point that Jeff Horn is top 10 in the welterweight division. Again, you have yet to name 10 welterweights ranked above Jeff Horn. Yeah. You got 6 and then stopped.
No, so, I didn't. I didn't. I told you easily. I told you easily any welterweight not named Jeff Horn. I said
Sammy Vasquez is ranked above Jeff Horn.
Hell yeah, he's fought better people.
Saddam Ali is ranked above Jeff Horn.
Hell yeah, he's fought better people.
Okay, then we can just move on.
Who the fuck is Jeff Horn for? Randall Bailey's like 44, man.
Why you keep forgetting this Manny Pacquiao fight? Manny Pacquiao just came off a Timothy Bradley fight where he outclassed
Ali Funeka is a career 135, but Ali Funeka hasn't been relevant.
Keith Thurman to fight Manny Pacquiao, for God's sake. Get the fuck out of here, Ness.
But you can't give him credit for losing.
He won. He got the W. He got the W. See that W next to box rec? W means win.
This
L means lose.
9
or loss.
You lost it.
I lost it. We have a ringer and a boomerang if you want to go to them instead.
You lost it, bro. You've officially gone off the deep fucking end.
This portion of the show we call In the Know, presented by my brother.
Yo, I gotta tell y'all the truth. Stop arguing over that stupid bullshit.
Yo, it's fun.
Joe, is he top 10? Is he top 10, Joe? Is he top 10?
Nah, I mean, before
the name 10 welterweights above Jeff Horn. No one has done that yet. Name 10 welterweights that are ranked above Jeff Horn.
Never even heard of this guy before he fought Pac, though. That's irrelevant either, though. But I don't. Talent-wise,
Omar Figueroa, Lamont Peterson, Sean Porter, Earl Spence, Danny Garcia, Manny Pacquiao, Keith Thurman. Do I need more? Adrian Granados, Andre Berto.
Andre Berto would get knocked out by Jeff Horn. Andre Berto would get knocked out by Jeff Horn.
Lucas Matisse has done more at welterweight than fucking Jeff Horn.
No, he hasn't.
Yeah.
So beating a junior welterweight is doing more at welterweight than beating Manny Pacquiao?
It's better than fucking beating Randall Bailey, 44-year-old dude.
It's not as good as beating Manny Pacquiao, but Info Joe.
Info
Joe. Again, why are you bringing this up, Ness? We don't need to argue about this. You're the one that keeps bringing it up. Info Joe. Anthony Joshua, Carlos Takam.
Yeah. Put me down for AJ. Put me down for Rob Brant. And I guess that's it this weekend, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that's it. Yo, I want to say, Matt, good job, man. Good job with the interviews. Matt down with going down to Alabama, and great interviews with Eddie Hearn and Bob Arum. Eddie Hearn, the dude is so fucking smooth, he could sell cocaine to the cartels, man. He could sell sand to the Arabs, man. This dude, whatever he says, he got a silver tongue. This shit sounds right.
I hate that roadblock is in the way, but if it's a must, Deontay to take that fight to get the fight, fuck it. That's easy money for him. He'll knock Dylan out in 2, and that'd be easy money in his pocket. Far as Bob Arum, man, great interview, man. I wish you would have asked him about the bullshit ESPN did with them switching to 3 different channels while a championship fight is on. If you ever get a chance, man, to interview anybody around in that circle, man, with ESPN or Bob Arum, ask them what the fuck is that. And that shit cannot happen again with like a top quality fighter like Terence Crawford in his next fight. Or anybody else for that fucking matter. It was so fucking disrespectful. I wanted you to get his opinion on it, if he saw that, and what did he think about it? And did he blow his stack and call the motherfuckers on that shit?
But I mean, that happens in other sports, though. That happens in baseball and football, too. Like, stuff goes over time sometimes with live sporting events. That does just happen.
It always happens on ESPN whenever it's boxing, though.
But it happens on ESPN for every live sporting event. That's just an ESPN problem, I would say, not necessarily a boxing issue.
Yo, one more thing, Ness. Get Sean Porter on and get an interview for next week's fight, brother. Have a good show. Hit those thumbs up. You're listening to the #1 pound for pound podcast in the fucking world, TBV, and I'm out. Peace.
Black stripes. You know what it is.
Matt, you like
Yo.
that picture, Matt?
Brew, man, you're the worst associate producer we have. Always reminding me of shit.
Yo, I took that snapshot. I took that as it happened. I knew one day that I would use that against you. and that day is today, Matt. That day is today.
That's awesome.
Now, I wasn't even planning on calling, but I had to hear Sammy Vasquez, and within 4 microseconds, I pushed one. Matt, you know that you can't talk about Sammy without retaliation. And I don't know if you guys check BoxRec 147 rankings lately, but the kid Jeff Horn, I'm pretty sure they got him. Well, they did have him #1 at 147 and like #8 pound for pound.
Yeah, but they use algorithm, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's your Bible. So.
Well, my Bible, because they're the most updated in terms of keeping you, up to date. But I know that their ranking system is
flawed
because they're based off numbers and points and stuff.
See, like the way Jeff Horn became #1 with the WBO, like he didn't have to do anything. All he had to do was not lose and let everybody else that was ranked around him fall off. You know what I'm saying? He just had to survive, maintain.
So Bruce, how do you do in those situations where, me and Matt, we're in this,
disagreement?
This is agreement, right, about whether or not to rank a fighter without a rankable win. I find it
definitive.
I find it impossible to rank a fighter based off a controversial win, knowing that there is a entire demographic out there that believes he didn't deserve it. So I feel like, okay, the next time out we rank him.
Exactly, that's what you have to do.
Except for Matt.
Wait till he fights some. And who the fuck is that guy he's fighting?
No one.
Someone Bob Arum found
in the UK in some pub.
I mean, I've never seen him fight. So, will that be a credible win? Will we count that as credible?
No.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So we're not going to really know anything until Crawford.
Well, this is how you sell a belt, right? You tell, look, Jeff, don't worry about it. We're gonna get you in this easy defense back home in front of everybody. You'll go down as a legend. You beat Pacquiao, then you went and you made your first defense in front of everybody. Then you come back to Nebraska and you give up that belt to Terence Crawford. But you'll also make a lot of money for that fight too. You know, and that's the way it is. A 2-fight
and you know, it's funny.
belt deal.
You know, it's funny. It's actually a 3-fight belt deal, but between 3 fighters that all pay money to Bob Arum. Pacquiao, Crawford, Jeff Horn. Bob Arum's rolling in it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, he's been in the game a long time. He knows what he's doing, man.
Hey, Bruce, what's the money looking like on a Rob Brant bet? Any good money on that bet, on them bets?
It's close. Nah, man. It's like 50-50.
What? I bet you it's because it's Germany, man. They know they're going to rob him.
I want to say that I think the Braehmer is like plus 140, I want to say. So it's real. I'll double check on that, though, and let you know.
Damn, if he's plus 140, that sucks. They got Rob as the favorite then.
Yeah, but barely, though. You know what I'm saying?
Still, man.
That's a nice little parlay.
Oh, parlay bet.
I'm like, I think.
Did you get that other one with Trout? You didn't get that one because you guys picked Trout and he got stopped.
I lost.
Yeah, that 50 to make 250. I knew that was too good to be true.
We were so close.
Yeah, you win some, lose some. You know, easy come, easy go. That's all. But yeah, I got AJ. He's like plus 2,000 or minus 2,000.
How do you even make money on that?
Find a prop.
Don't. I mean, unless you're willing to lose a lot.
I saw somewhere, I think it was Paddy Power. They had it where it was like Joshua by round 7 to 9 was like 4-1 odds or something like that.
That's how you. Yeah, that's how you have to bet them kind of fights. Like you got to go to prop bet and like try to pick either like the round or like you know, rounds 1 through 4, rounds 4 through 6. Like that's how you make money on those kind of fights. Because you don't want to risk fucking losing $2 grand to only make $100. You know what I'm saying? Fuck out of here. No way. Because the one time you do make that bet and think, man, I just made the easiest $100 in my life. Takam lands a fucking right-hand sledgehammer and just fucking decapitates Joshua. You know what I mean?
You're living in a dream world.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's the kind of luck you have sometimes. At least I do. You know what I mean? That would be the one time that the biggest underdog in the world hit is when I bet against him. But yeah, AJ will kill him within 4 rounds, I'm going to say. But Eddie Hearn, I heard Eddie Hearn. Did you hear that Eddie Hearn interview?
I know which one you're talking about.
On IFL.
Wilder won $7 million, and I want an 11-inch penis. That's
yeah. Oh man, that dude. I was in tears with that, man. That shit was hilarious.
He could only sing and dance for so long.
If he really wants 11 inches, I'm sure Wilder wouldn't mind obliging him. Well, with that, I'm out, man. You guys have a good night. Have a good show. Thumbs up, everybody. Support on Patreon. Peace.
All right, Bruce. Thanks for calling. What?
What round do you think Rob Brant knocks out Juergen Braehmer? Because I have the odds per round and per round grouping.
Man, you know, again.
Do you want to know what odds you in your prediction are? Because it's all good money, by the way.
Yeah, but not much tape on Brant to know, man. I wanted to get in that camp so bad, but you know how they are over there in Texas, bro.
Even if you want just by KO TKO, Rob Brant by KO TKO, it's 17-10. So you're making some good money there. Rob Brant by points of decision is 13-5.
Fractions at me, 17-10. What the fuck? I don't know. I just thought he was going to be an underdog, especially in Braehmer's hometown. But let's keep it moving here. We got Al. Ringer status. What up, Al?
Yo, what's good, man?
What up?
On the Danny Garcia point, you know, I gotta agree with Matt. I don't think he's in it anymore. I don't think he wants it. And you know, I mean, the other caller was right. There's sharks all over the place. And if he doesn't want to fight one of these sharks, then why doesn't he go ahead and take those 2 rematches? Fight Amir Khan and fight Lucas Matisse. You know, easy comeback fight for him. Possibly look good. Maybe get a bigger fight with or a rematch with Keith Thurman if he ends up looking good again. And then to Deontay Wilder, I do feel like Joshua is ducking, but I also feel like Wilder, in the back of his mind, does he not want to fight White because of the fact of his hands? You know, his hands being hurt constantly now. Does he think like if he takes this fight and he ends up breaking him again, you know, how much more layoff, or is he ever going to be able to punch, you know, again? Did you ask him about that?
Well, the hands aren't bad, brother. You know, they held up in the Gerald Washington fight. No injury, so he's going into this fight with about 7 months layoff from that Gerald Washington fight. So the hands are the best they've been.
Got you. All right, just something, you know, something I was thinking about. But you already know, man. Have a great weekend. I'll speak to you. Oh, let me get that crow. Before I go. I picked Trout and I picked Lubin.
Well, Al, man, thanks for calling in. Matt, so
we have one more caller. Ishmael from Sacktown.
Go to him.
TVV, what's happening?
What's up?
What's going on, fellas? Hey, great work on that Eddie Hearn interview, man. The Bob Arum joint too. I heard I'm the last caller, so I'll keep it short. I got Brant and Joshua for my picks, and then with the news y'all put out, or that I heard earlier too, is Flanagan moving up to 140, and I just had some questions now. So with Flanagan moving up to 140, the Lainez and Flanagan fight is no longer happening. So where does Mikey go? Does Mikey face Lainez again, or is he going to unify with Easter, or does he move up to 140 and face the winner out of the Sergey Kovalev fight? Then y'all mentioned that Top Rank run the WBO pretty much. So last time I looked, Beltran was the number 1 at the WBO. So where does Beltran go? Does he fight for a vacant belt? And what y'all think about Flanagan versus Hooker for the vacant WBO 140 belt? Just ask some questions.
Maurice, you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Rock Nation dude. Mm-hmm. He's supposed to fight Flanagan for the vacant WBO at 140.
I think Terry Flanagan should win that. I haven't been that impressed by Hooker, to be honest.
Yeah, me either. I thought Darlis Perez beat him.
Exactly.
But yeah, Mikey, so some doors opened up for Mikey again. Though I guess the Lainez fight is back on the table since Lainez is not getting the Flanagan fight, or he could face Easter since he's in the same camp. But next, you asked Matt a question earlier, and you asked him, how can you be in the top 10 without beating the top 10? And the answer is the same way that Julian Williams was in the top 10 and Erickson Lubin was in the top 10, and neither one of them beat the top 10.
No, see, the difference between that is they were in the top 10 in a sanctioning body. We're talking about overall top 10 welterweights. Totally different than being top 10
you don't think
WBC or top 10 in the IBF, because each division has so many welterweights and so many, the middleweight division has 1,500 middleweights, bro. So yeah, we're talking about top 10 out of all those middleweights.
But hold on, very quickly. J-Rock and Erickson Lubin were consensus top 10 junior middleweights at that time when they fought for championship belts.
Maybe, but not Jeff Horn.
Exactly.
When he fought for the belt, no, he was not. Yes.
Jeff Horn,
he maybe.
After this guy's still with the after.
Jeff Horn is ranked top 10 with
But that's it though. That's my call though. I was just answering. That was a blanket question, a blanket statement, and you know what I'm saying. It doesn't apply everywhere. So that I just brought that up just based on that though, man. Otherwise, man, I enjoy the work, man. The interview has been great, man. Keep up the good work. 17 been a good year. I think it's gonna be bigger next year, man. And that's my call.
Well, all right, brother. Well, thanks for calling in, Ishmael.
We have another ringer.
Who's that?
Oh, your favorite from Boston.
Who's that?
Yo, come on.
Who's that?
Yo, first of all, let me say, I don't pay Showtime to see you all there not even putting a goddamn motherfucking effort. If I want to see two motherfuckers just fight, I pick up a fight with somebody in the street. Don't need that shit. You don't love that sport, my dude? Just move along. Gone. Fuck you. Next. What a great show. Thumbs up, donate.
Hey, yo, what's happening, people? Hey, Takam is getting $5 million. Yo.
Yes, he is.
When that shit came out, that's just fresh.
Yes, it is.
While they're having a heart attack, right? That's some disrespectful shit, brother. Yo, Takam just fucking landed $5 million just like that. Kind of shit is that? Listen, I just want to pick fucking Takam by knockout. Then we're going to have Esteban Takam unified in 2018. Not even funny, right? I know, B. I know. Nah, but yo, everybody out there, support, donate, and thumbs up. I'm out.
All righty then, Georgie to the Porgy. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. Final thoughts times.
Overtime?
No overtime. I gotta fucking do the good friend shit and take the rock star.
Duck star.
Hour and a half. You duck star. Yo, you know he's obsessed.
What do you mean obsessed? Like, well,
no one
person, period.
To even understand how difficult it was being in a car with him all day today. Having to hear things over and over, reasons and excuses, and just not being able to understand that it's no one's fault but his own. And not being able to comprehend public perception and fact being two different things. But like him, a lot of fighters need to learn that the truth and what the public believe to be the truth are two different things, and they're usually very different. But final thoughts, Joshua gets a highlight reel knockout. I hope he uses that uppercut again. That was a sweet win in the Vladimir Klitschko fight. Rob Brant impresses Matt. Jeff Horn, we won't have to be talking about whether or not he's top 10 or relevant after Crawford dispatches of him next year. Shout out to Sacrificial Ransky. Sacrificial Ransky. You peep how I did that?
That was so funny, Ness. That was so good. Oh my god.
Sacrificial Ransky. No, it doesn't. I should have tried to add the R just a little bit more. Sacrificial. Trying to add his name in, and just let you know that he's only in there as a sacrificial lamb, and his name is Shabranskyy. He'll be losing to Kovalev. What else? Danny, 6-fight deal. Let's see how many people are gonna write stories.
Insane. 6-fight deal.
Wait till I put out that interview. That's when all the stories are gonna drop, and they're gonna be like, Danny told me. Danny told me at the media workout. Liars. All liars. What else we got?
Crawford, Jeff Horn.
Crawford,
your favorite topic of the night?
I said that already. I said that by the time that happens, we won't ever have to talk about Jeff anymore.
And somebody asked in the chat, wait, who got a 6-fight deal? Daniel Jacobs on HBO.
Danny Jacobs, 6-fight deal. Yo, that's good. I got to make a meme of his face when he was like, "How you know that?" Anyway, I'm your host, NestGTO. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at NestGTO.
And I'm Matt Hipster Hunter. You can find me at Mixed Combat News on Twitter, Matt Hunter TBV on Instagram, and my podcast, Mixed Combat Radios on Patreon, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, etc. Oh, wait, we have to wait 1 second though, because Mr. Boomerang Bruce back in, and that is such a high tier on Patreon that we have to respect that, even though we're about to just leave the
It's
show.
just a rare thing in general. He barely uses that boomerang.
Yeah, so we have to respect it. Bruce from Pittsburgh, you're back.
Yo.
You?
I had to chime in with this real quick, man. I just think it's funny that another HBO, whatever you want to call it, favorite fighter, earns a title shot, coming off a loss. That's all I got.
Oh, you talking about Shabranskyy?
No, Kovalev, and I just muted him. My bad.
Hmm.
I go back to him.
No, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So I am NestGTO, Instagram, Twitter. Matt?
We already said it. We're out of here. Be back on Sunday. Whoa. Actually, we're going to be back for live fight chat, most likely, an immediate reaction show, maybe a weigh-in show. Hell yeah. We're doing a live fight chat for that fight. Come on. It's the biggest guy in the sport.
Would have been Pulev, man. Pulev would have been so much more. People know Pulev and probably thought he had a better shot than Takam. But some people think Takam is a more active fighter. We'll see.
Yes, be back later. Peace.
Doomsday.